Welcome, special. Yes, Sunday sit down Memorial Day edition. Yes, I realize it's not Sunday, but yes, I realize I waited a second to say anything. But you know what? I waited until the little voice in my head was done pissing me off.
Is it ever done pissing you off?
I mean, right now, at least that little voice is done telling me that I have started recording. Like, congratulations, I pushed the button. I know.
I haven't heard it say it like while we're recording. I think it just lets you know. I haven't.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's just in your head kind of thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't show up on the video. It's just there to piss you off. Thank you for that, Zoom. I know. Complain. It's free.
Hey, maybe if we complain enough, they'll get rid of it. Like Peacock finally got the fast forward and rewind on their platform.
Yeah, I'm still not allowed to watch.
Yeah, you're just not allowed to watch. I mean, the rest of us can fast forward and rewind. But
I've been fired. Fired before I even got to do anything on it. What the hell, bastards! But anyway, before I can cuss out Peacock for the next hour, we could go over stuff that they're never going to see on Peacock ever.
Yeah,
do that for a lot more than an hour. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today is one of those special somber days. So
yes.
By the way, I hate today. By the way, don't ever wish a better and a happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, just
ever.
I think, and not to defend.
And I don't get mad at them. They,
not to defend the people, but they sometimes forget. Veterans Days for us, Memorial Day, or for people that are not living and breathing.
And again, it's not
Let's
them.
just get that.
How often did you think about it before we started losing people left, right, and indifferently? You never really actually thought about it until it hits you. That many times. You don't really put too much thought into it, and I don't chastise people when they do it. Just
no.
Just here's one: don't do it. You might. You're going to find people.
Thank the people that have lost a brother, a mother, a sister, a cousin, a friend. Just in general, that kind of respect. Again, big shout out to everybody that has lost someone, whether again combat related. Our thing we're touching on today is mental health awareness as well. We've been there. A lot of our brothers and sisters that are still here are going through the same
every day,
whether it's the littlest of things or the biggest of things. When people are deployed, everybody's mind and body react differently, whether it's something big that happened on deployment or just the fact of not being here and being over there. It's not. There's all shapes and sizes and different cases of mental health and struggle. Again, no matter what, I mean, you're taken out of a here situation and being put in a situation that not many people would be able to handle. And again, all of us, we've been there, still there. Every once in a while, again, the ranges are different, but we're all in it together to really try and make a difference.
That's all we can do.
And that's just not, memorializing that in the military aspect, but also we're reaching over to the wrestlers as well. So again, it's going to be kind of like a whole just like mashup today of just everything in general, which is going to be a good episode. So.
Mental health is, everyone likes to look at the people that make the most mental health jokes. They're normally in the category of people that lose, what are we, around 22, 20? I mean, I don't know what the number is now. I'm sure it went up because of COVID, but they lose lots of people every day. And we still, here we are, most of us still making horrifically inappropriate, mental health jokes, but it is very serious. That's just that's most of our coping mechanisms. We just make lots of jokes about lots of inappropriate things. Keep going so we don't lose our minds.
Coping is coping. Some people take offense to it. Some people just don't understand. And
again, I think it's just one of those, if you don't actually you never been there, you never done that, if it never touched you there, if it never touched you in any way, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, like you mean you can understand, but you don't actually physically get it unless you've actually been there, done that, got it.
Yeah.
Got a t-shirt or two, maybe a plaque. But we've all been there. No matter who you are, you could say you've never had any mental health issues, but that means you're full of shit. Depending on what level,
still in denial.
which, well, is even worse than being full of shit. You're just full-fledged, just kicking it back. Like, look at all your dirty, bad habits. Think about it. That's how you know when you're not dealing with it. Look at addicts, alcoholics, all kinds of the way. There's a reason you're doing that all the time.
Yep.
Sorry. Like, I'll just try to drink until I don't remember anymore. Well, guess what? Yeah. It's physically impossible to drink until you don't remember it anymore, because guess what? You probably get emotional when you drink, or you wake up the next morning and regardless of how hungover you are, it's still there and you still haven't dealt with it. And it's going to be just a continuous circle.
Yeah. Until
you do something about it. And I tell people that all the time.
Yeah, agreed. And there's all kinds of different things, again, with post-traumatic stress disorder. Again,
anyone can get it.
Not just military related, just
everyone.
Traumatic across the board, no matter what it is. And, I think a lot of people don't realize, it's they kind of categorize it of all the military people, and people are forgetting all the other kinds of stuff, not to like rattle off on just certain situations, we'll call it.
Let's just go with,
not to get into grave detail, but
let's just say accidents can cause it, and certain types of let's say abuse seems to be the best word to go with that.
Experiences, yes.
Yeah, you've been through, there's really just about anything almost. I mean, not anything. AOC thinks that she has PTSD from the attack on January 6th, which didn't even happen in her building. That's another story. She's, I need therapy. Yeah, you're an idiot. Those people are idiots. Everyone else, I mean, again, we don't need to go and get into grave details about that, but you could see some shit when you're a kid and it could be stuck in your head for forever, causing all kinds of chaos because you don't want to actually deal with the problem. And until you actually deal with the problem, that problem's going to get really, really bad.
And have people to try and guide you. Been there, done that, still working on it in certain aspects.
As we all are,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all are. There's no shame in it. I mean, a lot of people think there's a lot of, if there's something wrong with it, seek help, talk to somebody, trust. You say, what, it makes me look weak? Like, no, what, trust me.
Yeah.
The road that you're going down makes you look weak because it takes a lot more balls to go and deal with it than it does to just suck it up and just stay downward spiraling.
Yeah, interesting thing I shared this morning on the shirt for mental health awareness. The quote is, crawling is acceptable, falling is acceptable, puking is acceptable, crying is acceptable, pain is acceptable, quitting is not. And, that really spoke volumes to me. And I hope it does to a lot of people, that it's okay to be human.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter how biggest, hardest dudes on the planet.
Yep.
Also, they're human.
Yeah. I mean and we're rolling into this here, wrestler wise, because they're probably, most of them are the biggest dudes on the planet.
Lots of dudes. Big.
Yeah, a lot. I have a list of maybe a good 20 altogether. Not all of them are big dudes, but prime example. And I'm going to start out right out with Dwayne Johnson. If you ever watched Young Rock, he went through a lot of things with his father. Just growing up in the business, being promised this and promised that, and dad not always being around in certain aspects, and in a sense, which I'm starting to learn myself in the situation that that you're well aware of. But again, just those when a child's brain between the ages, I think I was told between the ages of 2.5, 3 years old to 5 or 6 years old. That's when their neurons are really developing and they're going to remember. And those years are critical to a child for the rest of their lives, because it's things are just like a ping pong match, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's what they remember. So that was a lot of it, which led to obviously him doing a lot of stealing of things, this and that. Obviously he still deals with it from a different aspect of making sure he raises his children, better than as we all do as parents. But yeah, big dudes can be affected, and I have to say that Dwayne is probably one of the biggest dudes on the planet.
I just don't get how much he eats. I don't know how that's physically possible to shove that much food.
Dude, some of the crazy stuff you see in him posting, meals and stuff. But hey, I wish I could do it. But then again,
he's the size of a house.
Yeah,
he needs 8 million calories a day. But yeah, people like him. I mean, look at the storyline with Braun going into Mania.
Yeah,
him getting bullied and just all that is whole entirely. That's a big mental health thing right there. And that is, by the way, that's what I keep telling them. It's the healthiest thing you can do. I mean, I find it to be the healthiest thing you can do for your mental health. But go and find that outlet. I physically personally like the working out thing.
Yeah,
I think that's helped me work through way more things than anything else has. Because you can have the angry thought, you could be throwing weights and all kinds of stuff around, riding your bike. You can just work through that stuff.
Yeah. That's why I go to the gym every day, and probably I should rest here and there, but then I do rest at the gym. Like I don't go do the same thing every day and half kill myself either. But it's just the throwing the music on and just running, just going, just
go.
Yeah.
I mean that's everyone tells me I'm crazy like that. I find to be, ow, that wasn't funny. Didn't hurt that bad either. There we go. But I find working out is probably and writing. Those are the two big ones for me. Writing helped me while I was still really pretty much down, and I couldn't do a lot of the working out. Worked me through so much garbage last year. But working out.
Yeah, I mean, this is helped
for me.
This has helped me too, doing this with you. It's another outlet where you can just kind of not put it aside, but just kind of get away and share with the people the knowledge that we have and the
like all of that helps everyone.
Really does.
And if this is like you're listening to us as your outlet to at least work through it or get a slight distraction for a second, I'm glad I'm there to help. Glad to use it, Leo. But stuff like that, you just got to find a way. Again, whether it's writing, working out, coloring, podcasts. I mean, you need to have an outlet to both, cooking, guitars. I mean, there's some video games. There's so much you can do, but you need that outlet to help one, work you through it, and two, through that slight distraction, just so your brain, because if you, guess what?
Give your brain to just kind of mellow.
All right, drinking isn't. That's not going to get you anywhere through those problems. Don't worry when everyone sees me drink a few beers. Like who's ever seen me drink a few beers?
Drinking lots of beer will get you with pancreatitis.
That is, or it'll send your body into complete and utter shock the night before WrestleMania, before you have your last match, and you still go out there and whoever did that, who did that? But you got to find a good healthy outlet. And again, doing stuff like this, I find it to be much better for my mental health. Gets it all out. It's an outlet to let it out.
Yeah.
You can listen and you can agree right with us. You could be yelling while you listen. I don't know, but it helps you process. And a lot of people, again, don't find anything to help them do that, I think. I know people I'm going to drink and I'm going to do this. Yeah, but guess what? And then by the end of the night, you're going to be all miserable about whatever you're trying to
Yeah, speaking of partying hard, Roddy Piper and Ric Flair when they were together. I'm going to touch on two at the same time because again, that A&E man, that A&E biography is very good. I hope they do one on Flair, but I'm sure they're going to cross over on their time together. But I didn't realize Roddy was around Flair that much. I mean, with what he was doing and still trying to raise a family. And I mean, the fact that Piper did what growing up, very hard, left at age 15, had an abusive father, is basically playing bagpipes to make pennies to at least try and eat. And with everything he's done, he at least was able to be there for his kids as much as he could. I mean, that guy is a definition of a hardworking father.
Yeah.
With everything he gave the wrestling business and everything he gave his family, between all the craziness, I mean, he was go, go, go. I mean, there was no stopping him. Again,
there was no switch.
Hate to plug A&E, man, but oh my Lord, was that man just felt. I'll let you get it out.
Go.
But he just gave it his all everywhere, nonstop. Like,
he didn't have that switch. I mean, he might have had an off switch.
I'm told I need to slow down sometimes, and it's just like, dude, that guy, like all year, like never stopped. Like,
yeah, like when we were camping. I mean, like, what you can like, nope. What? Well, right now, let's see. By now, I'd normally like went to workouts like a couple hours of my life. What? Now I'm like not doing any of that, and I'm worrying about the house and the animals and some other things. And my brain did not turn off. Like, what? Does he stop? Like, no. I'll put him out in the kayak. Why? He has nothing to talk to that. Otherwise, his brain did not know what I was thinking of. Just so they're going, no offense to the world. What's wrong with you? Like, I don't know how to turn off. I'm not very good at it. I don't sit down well.
Yeah, my wife is sometimes when family's over and I'm just going along, I'm cooking and cleaning up at the same time, and she's like, "You need to sit down. You're making me nervous." Like, this is the way I am, and maybe that's me. Part of me just coping. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very OCD. Just the way my brain's programmed. I mean, you wouldn't even thought I had 2 cats, 2 kids, and a wife here at the house because I don't know, it's just the way I am. And hey, at least a wife can't complain that the house ain't clean.
Yeah, I mean, normally, like you can. I mean, this time of year, you can't get away with knowing that I don't have Daisy because she just shakes and it looks like it snowed. Yeah, but like you couldn't tell. Like, and I even had that argument with like Crystal's kids about the room. It's like my whole house is cleaner than yours. Like, will you leave alone? I live alone. Yeah, don't leave alone. I live alone. Like, but I'm in a wheelchair, so I can bear. Like, it's like to try to vacuum in a wheelchair. My whole entire house is still cleaner than your like 10 by 10 room. That's a problem. Especially when I was in the damn chair. It's like doing dishes in a wheelchair. I can tell you that beautiful twisting motion, so you can actually do it. Great on the obliques. It's miserable as can be. But yeah, you can. Most days you can never tell if you didn't look and see like the food bowls. Wouldn't know I had anything in here at all because I can't. Till you go in my bedroom, then it's just all bets are off. But I keep the rest of the house clean. Bedroom's dirtiest room in the house. Wanna know why? Because I'm never in there. I go in there, I sleep. Otherwise, I'm not in there except for when I cross through to go bathe because who likes being grody all the time? I don't. Yeah. I love that. That's another one of those good, like back in my old days when I was married, she'd come home, the house would be spotless. First words, like, what pissed you off today? Like, every day. But yeah, like Piper, man, though.
Yeah.
Piper was, he was a trip, but again, damn demons.
Yeah.
Everyone has them. And
but he was able, I mean, that guy, he worked through it all. Passed away peacefully. It was really weird that Hogan was on the biography. And apparently, how your phone doesn't, sometimes work all the time. Well, apparently Roddy had left him a voicemail message after the fact that he was gone. I guess it was kind of weird, but saying he was walking with Jesus and all kinds of stuff. And that really, and just that last couple of minutes, I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. Like he got the voicemail after the fact that Roddy had passed. That's some scary, like, I can't even say the word.
Philosophical.
That thing. Shit. Yeah.
I think this is off like 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I got the big words.
Yeah.
I am good at big words, regardless of how tired I am. Dear people, don't use the word
I'm glad you know
irregardless.
what I was thinking because I couldn't. I'm not even going to try it again. Not even just
Philosophical.
Yeah.
Well, you don't like having philosophical conversations with people.
Yeah.
Those are my kind of conversations. And I can weird people out at the same time because, well, it is me we're talking about here.
But
I'm pretty weird.
But I mean, yeah, there's a slew of people here. I mean, really, like I would have to say another big name, just wrestler wise, Bret Hart. I mean, losing Owen, that was a big thing. To the fact that he had a stroke, I think back in 2002 or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
you did have that whenever was that a motorcycle accident or something? Like
I don't remember.
Head and cause, I believe it was an accident that caused it to happen.
Yeah.
But
I mean, look what he worked through, with everything and just losing a family member in the same kind of line of work. I mean, I can't imagine
something that stupid that didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry. Didn't need to happen. That's another story. And then they just carried on like the guy didn't just fall god awful amount of feet and die.
Yeah, and to me, I mean, I understand the show must go on, but something like that,
the show must stop. The show must
Yeah.
carry on after, I don't know, people investigate it and like
yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to defend it. And that was just,
that's just all around a cluster.
Yeah, I can understand like the whole 9/11 thing and wrestling moving on because people needed that.
Yeah, people needed that escape after,
But something like that's just,
obscene.
Yeah.
I think obscene is the word.
Yeah, we'll go with that one.
There's a lot of words I could throw F-bombs in the middle of, but that
Yes.
would not be appropriate. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Cataclysmic. Holy stupid.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? What the holy yeah. Just keeps going. I don't understand that. But Brett, I mean, I don't think he's still right from all that.
No.
I mean, and do you blame the guy?
No, I mean,
that was just a cluster in and of itself.
I would love to know what Brett's opinion is on getting Owen in the Hall of Fame. That would just be.
Don't worry.
I would love to be his brain for like a couple minutes.
I mean, his wife's still alive, right?
Yeah, Owen's wife's still alive.
Yeah. Sorry, he's not going in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know. I wonder. It just makes you wonder: has Brett ever pleaded with her, or just? I mean, I think Brett would be one of those. I'm going to stand by you because you're fam. So I think it's.
I don't know if you watch Dark Side of the Ring.
If it were to ever happen, it would have to be after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, she's not going to let any of that pass. But yeah, Brett. I mean, I still think he's dealing with it though, personally.
Yeah.
He just still seems like I don't know. But he's always been that way. He's always been,
Yeah, like he just. I'm not saying that you shouldn't let it go because it's fam.
That way with everything. Like through his whole career just seemed to be, had himself held himself way the hell up here above, like, I don't know. He was better than anything that he lived the character.
Yeah.
But you can't get over something like that. So
no, and that kind of touches me in the sense that I mean 7 years later here we are with Will. It just never goes away. And again, I can understand Brett and Owen, they were fam, but me, Will was fam though too, in the sense that just everything.
He was.
Deployments to personal experiences. It never leaves you. Again, every year I reach out to his parents and I make sure that my youngest at least knows why his middle name is William. Because to me something like that needs to be
he was one hell of a dude too. That was one hell of a cool dude.
Yeah.
I liked his bluntness.
Oh yeah. He
I
was no filter, straight shooter.
loved every second of it.
Yep.
I want to say he was a miserable prick, but we all were.
Yeah.
He was so funny about it, though. If you were having a garbage day, don't worry. He would make you laugh.
Yeah.
Or he'd just rag on you and make your misery even worse and then laugh about it later.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Lynn. But Will is always a good dude. He's always good to me. Didn't get to see him outside of the Marine Corps. You know, look where I mean, you guys were way the hell up there.
Yeah. I mean,
I was way the hell not.
Him and I, my last year or so, we traveled. Well, now that I can talk about it, we used to travel up about every weekend, completely out of bounds, and didn't care about getting out of bounds.
I mean,
who the hell cares, right?
You know, I can say that someone. I mean, I don't know how it happened, how I managed to get married on that holiday weekend that's coming up here in a few months, actually next month. I don't know how it happened, but somehow I was in Northeast PA doing that whole thing while also in my barracks room at HP 415 the whole weekend. I don't know how it happened. I mean, it could just be a figment of my imagination, but somehow
you were at two places at once.
I was having an out-of-body experience or something of the sort. But yeah, you know, like who didn't? I mean, who didn't say, you know, get off on Friday and then
Oh yeah, like especially
let's say drive
like
severely out of bounds.
Last year and a half, like we were starting to get out at noon. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, my Fridays, I was getting off like 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night and then driving up there. And I say there, sorry, it doesn't get me in any trouble, but let's say I was up there every weekend. There were some weekends we'd get off so late that I would drive up first thing Saturday morning and come back on Sunday from up there. Yeah. I'd get in just early enough to like get some shaving cream on my head. PT gear, good, go. Like, you know, but up there, I don't have to say where there was, but you know where there was. I know where there was. Everyone else knew where there was. And I was there.
Just happened to be like 375 miles out of the weekend boundary, but you know.
Not mine. I'm there. I was there.
But yeah, I mean, good times. Good
dude. I don't know. I don't know which one hit me the worst, but I mean, by that point though, we were all numb to it. I mean, like,
yeah,
I had so many before Will. Like it was just never ending. Apparently, it seems. Well, I just get a memorial of all of them on my calf, except I might not actually have enough room on my calf to go all the way down because there's just so many of them. But I just put them by their first name. I'll take up less space. But yeah, that was a good dude. Man, that was a funny dude. Good times. Yeah. He would come down there and can't remember who he was always with. One other guy, PSD, can't remember his name. I could see his face. Yeah, they were always down there. Whenever we were working on anything, right there working on it with us. Lots of jokes. I got to sit around and not do anything, which was a great change of pace every once in a while. While he was telling me to, oh, got it. Okay, he's got it. Take it. He's got it. You know, everyone call each other boots. Lots of good times.
Oh yeah.
Who didn't like calling someone a boot? He did.
Oh God, yes, that was like normal vocabulary to him. I mean, and he calls them higher ups boots just for the fact because of the more experience overseas than anything.
You just look down and be like, boot. That's probably why we all loved him so much. Yeah. Never mind how cool of a dude he was. Like when you're looking at people like way up the chain of command and calling them boots and getting away with it.
Yeah, he just no filter, didn't care. Like
I'll be a Lance Corporal forever. I don't give up.
Yeah. Terminal Lance right there.
He was the leader of the underground.
Yeah.
Good times though. Yeah. Miss that guy. Yeah. We can't forget Roots.
Yeah, can't
Can't
forget.
forget Mike.
Yep.
He was a good one.
That one hit a little bit hard. That one hit a little bit harder just for the fact, I mean, he was, when you say motivated, dedicated to the core, his core, yeah, like that.
It was his core.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see coming. Like I never even had
at all.
Not even an inkling that anything bad was going to happen.
Will I didn't see coming, but Roots just, yeah, like, wow.
Yeah, that one, that was the shocker. Like that was his thing. Like he was the super Marine.
You want to
He was
say
like,
it was his, yeah.
He was like Captain Mashburn. Like did a CFT in Iraq, screaming the Marine Corps him at the top of his lungs, and still smoked all of us as we just sat there going,
"Are you human?"
How the hell do you remember more than one?
Like in one breath, like
CFT in like 12 seconds. Like, how did you remember that much? Like, none of us. Like, damn, you just recited the whole damn hymn. Except he only got through the verse that we all know, and he was already done. But
yeah,
like that man was terrifying in a good way.
Apparently, Daisy agrees, and the others. That's all right.
Whoever it is, God have mercy on their soul. If my blinds are ripped out of the wall.
That's all right. But yeah, just wow.
Yeah, like, but Roots though, that one hit harder again, just because like he didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Like that was the most motivated human being like ever. Yeah. Like, but again, look, I mean, he seemed like one of those that was really good at war.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hands down. I mean, just in general during the first deployment, I had bunked with him, and Eden Donabella, if you're watching, I do remember, you know, and I was going through my stuff, you know, with my my first wife at the time, and just he was always there.
Yep.
You know, just making sure everyone's okay. I mean, he was always like, you know, he had that rapport with everybody that you just knew that you could go to him and confide in him, and you know, just to be there to listen, you know, just to be there to be there.
Yeah. Super human being. Again, that one got me. I mean, obviously, yes, Will got me, but never even knew anything was really wrong with Roots.
Again, the shock of that one was
never even could imagine anything was ever wrong with Mike.
Yeah, like not at all.
Well, I think I only saw him mad like 3 times in that whole deployment. And that wasn't even mad. That was just slightly, like I never saw him in anything but smiley, happy, let's do this. Oh, but you know, when the war is finally over, well, then as they say, what the war actually really begins, I think is, and he was just so comfortable over there. It had to be one of those. And again, I only got to have that one deployment with him. You got him before that. So weird, but that's why everyone reach out and check on people all as much as you can.
Yeah, seriously, like, you know,
you never know. Even the best of people have their breaking point, and a lot of people, like, sadly, he's a good example of the nicest, most generous, giving, caring people are normally actually the ones fighting the biggest battle inside, because they know how miserable it feels to be that miserable, because they are. So they don't want anyone else to feel. It's kind of like the Robin Williams thing.
Yeah, I mean, you get so comfortable with being out of the States and that mindset. It's like a getaway. You know, you see these guys that do 20 years or 30 years because they're so used to it, because that's where they're comfortable. And as you said, the real battle, you know, the battles that lead to the war really begin once it's over.
Yep.
You know, and that's one of them things where, you know, it's like some people won't ever understand. You know, They try, but you just, you know,
unless you were actually there.
Whether you do 20, whether you do 5, you know, it all affects everyone differently.
Yeah. Like it all, no matter what, every little thing, every single person is different. Everyone's brain responds different. Everyone's wired. I mean, we all have the same wiring, but it is all completely different.
Yeah.
And everybody, which is, why I'm tired of really. Is it bad though when you find out like another one? I just got nothing anymore. I'm just numb to it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's numbing, and then I think it
catches up to you sooner or later.
It catches up. It sinks in a lot more slower, and it starts to like a cat on a scratch post. You know what I mean? Like eventually, there's not going to be any more posts to scratch on, and then it hits you.
I'm thankfully I've gotten better at being like mostly numb. Like I'll take like 30 seconds and just the tears will flow, and then I just and life moves on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that one got me. That was like that one. I don't remember who the hell posted about it. That was like we talking about the same ginger?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? Am I being punked? Well, that don't make a lick of sense. Still doesn't make a lick of sense. None of them do make a lick of sense, obviously. But yeah, like I don't know. Just reach out to people. Be kind to people.
Yeah.
Even idiots. Call them idiots behind their back. But be nice to them to their face, because they could just be being that just miserable and curmudgeon because they're going through some stuff and don't know how to process any of it. And you don't want to be the one to set someone over the edge. Just these. And how much trash do I talk? I'm still nice to everybody. Be nice to each other. Be nice to human beings. You never know when you don't want your last moment to be telling someone to go themselves, and you never know what they're going through.
Yeah.
So don't go and cause any more chaos in their life. It's not worth it.
No, not at all. So hitting back on the mental health awareness, there's a lot of people on this list, and I'm just trying to pick and choose wisely here. We all talk about the big guys, and I don't think a lot of people know. I mean, it's still wrestling related, but you got your guys like, I mean, we know Mario Ronaldo. He's been through a lot of stuff.
Good old Morrow.
Yeah.
Morrow's been through like the ringer.
Yeah, he really has been. And even your other guys, I mean, another, not wrestler like that wrestles, but Paul Bearer, I mean, he went
especially after at the end there when he lost his wife. Yeah, it was right. Okay. He lost his wife. I mean, yeah, then he had all those thoughts in his, like, I mean, think how long he was on the road, like,
yeah,
all those thoughts go crazy.
The fact that man almost ate himself to death.
Yeah.
Like,
and then, well, he had a good friend in Vince that,
Yeah. Again, we all think Vince is stupid, but Vince is a very generous human being.
He's very loyal to the people that were loyal to him.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how many years it's been, no matter what, he's always right there.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Paul Bearer went through, like, once his wife. I mean, I'm happy that Vince got him, and no, I'm not going to throw it, like I said. I thought about it. Then I thought about replacing hollow doors. For some reason, no matter what size it is, no matter where you go, apparently you can never find the one that actually is the same size and fits right. And I don't want to go through that today. I mean, I do. I have to go to Lowe's anyway, but but Paul went through a lot of stuff with all that. Do you blame the guy? I mean, they were together for forever.
Yeah.
Years and years and years, eons.
I mean, he's been, besides Taker, managing. I mean, he's been around for a long time, and between that and actually being a mortician, which, hey, more power to those kind of people.
I couldn't do that.
When they say death affects everybody and affects you differently, affects me differently, I don't think I could be the one that makes them look nice and so they can grieve. The other people can grieve better. Can you imagine?
Nope.
Not to go off on a sidebar or a tangent, but could you imagine like losing someone and maybe being the person that makes them look good for, I mean, I don't think Paul did, for his wife. I'm pretty sure he had that whole separate, like, could you imagine like being in that kind of business, losing someone and just, oh my God, that would completely mind me. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it.
I mean, not saying that he would have done it, but you know what I mean? Can you imagine like having to process a death, but knowing what this process is of that, like that, I mean, that really had to screw with him like twice, like double, like quadruple the time, so I know it's kind of a weird thought, and I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but that's what my brain thinks, but coming at that emotional aspect.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Being in that business and having to grieve at the same time. Again, I'm sure Paul didn't do that process, but just knowing it's kind of like death and spreading extra death on top of it. You know what I mean?
Death on top of death on top of death.
Yeah, like that would just, ugh.
Yeah, man, that just had to suck. But positive note, at least he found his way out of that pit. And again, shout out to Vince once.
Yeah.
Look, you were nice once. Okay, and you saved Flair from the IRS going after him because he thought it was a good idea to not pay his taxes.
Yeah.
Ever. Pretty sure Vince gave him a blank check and said, give him whatever. Bye-bye. I wish I knew what it was like to have that much money.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Mental health. I mean, like that business though. I mean, they're on the road all the time. Like it's just, it's a mind.
Yeah.
Like, you're home
And
like,
it's just like
10 minutes a year.
Yeah, and it's just, again, it's just like I wrestling and military, they go hand in hand as far as that kind of aspect, being away and trying to have a normal life
on those 2 days that you're not away.
Yeah.
If you get that.
Yeah. It takes a toll from the moving aspect, what's going to be better, and again, wrestlers move a lot, military moves a lot. It takes not a mental toll on the person that's serving or wrestling. It's the people around you that are trying to kind of live a normal life.
Yep.
It's just,
if I go out
crazy.
there and there's a pack of processed cheese product on my doorstep again. So that's what caused all of that. Yes, I'm sort of thinking about that. Thinking about this while we're doing this, but better not be a block. Don't be a thing. Like at least be a thing of Velveeta. But yeah, like it does. I mean, all the travel being gone.
And even it again. I'm going to branch off into another sport. Aaron Hernandez.
Look at this double.
Or just football players in general. I mean, I know that's a big one with the CT and God bless who's the wrestler? Who's the wrestler that's real? Chris
Nowitzki.
Yeah. I'm glad he's really taken a step and trying to study and really look into stuff like that. God bless him. Some people are just dedicated. And he is, especially with mental health awareness. That's like the first guy I think of.
And he's making sure that everyone's all their brains get checked and done, and they can figure out everything like he's putting in.
Yeah. Again, not just Aaron Hernandez in general. It's a shame what happened, but a lot of these football players, just or athletes in general, that are in the high contact sports. I said I know this is a wrestling show. I know this is a Jesse Rosinski show, but I like to cover. We like to cover everything today. Just in general, because again, awareness it just never stops on all platforms.
Shouldn't.
Yeah,
it's a real thing. Believe it or not, boys and girls.
Yeah,
The struggle. I hate the struggle is real. The struggle really is real.
Yeah.
Every day it's a struggle for a lot of people.
But I'll let me name a few more here, and then we'll get into I would say the more controversial stuff. You know, we all know Alexa Bliss. It was just recent. You know, Larry Steve passed away. But she's always and it doesn't matter who you are. And Alexa Bliss to me really speaks volumes. Very attractive young lady. Probably through her whole life, but it happens with even those types. You know, the body type, the beauty type. You know, and everyone kind of thinks, oh well, you have this and that, and you shouldn't have to worry about it. It doesn't matter who you are.
It doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what you have.
Tall, short, out of shape, in shape. You know,
gotta be mean.
Attractive, not attractive. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, attractive.
Just, you know.
This.
Yeah, I'm a funny looking guy. I'll be the first one to admit.
I am goofy looking, and I am proud of it. I wear it well. And then when people don't think I wear it well, I go like this. I have a hard time saying the number 3 because there's nothing there to hold my tongue. Sound like Mike Tyson.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it affects everybody, you know, and you know, I know she's been dealing, you know, not just, you know, recently, but just throughout her life. You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. But that's why I thought this was a good one for today. I mean, regardless of what day it was, it's a perfect day to have it because of why. Well, most of the people that we think about are Memorial Day specific there, but yeah. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what you look like, what you're like.
Yeah, I mean,
it gets.
Yeah, I mean, and even
everyone.
You know, Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, Sasha Banks, Ronda Rousey, they've all you know have dealt with what they've dealt with, and it again doesn't matter. You know, mental health does not have a certain stereotype as far as who you look like, how you look, who you are.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all. You know, just to name a few of the attractive ones, you know, not saying that no one's not attractive, but you know what I mean. Like,
hey, don't worry, I got you covered, America.
Another really big shocker to me was Crash Holly.
God rest the soul of Mike Lockwood.
Like that one was a shocker. Like again, his character and just him as a human being. To me, and it has the effect of like, wow, I didn't really see that coming, like at all.
Good old Mike Lockwood. So yes, I remember your name.
Yep.
But I mean, Crash. I mean, thank God for him. You know, good he made like our childhood.
Oh yeah.
Fighting people like Chuck E. Cheese's and airports and just
coming into the ring with a scale.
He was just going and trying to make a, you know, that one did kind of suck. Like some of them, you're like, okay, saw that one coming.
Yeah, that one was a shocker.
That was, but he was good. I mean, I don't know. And again, we hit people like, don't forget people like Sasha. I mean, most of the time, I think Sasha is her own worst enemy.
Yeah, I'm
not saying in a bad way that like certain people, like you hold yourself to a certain,
Yeah, too much pressure. I mean, sometimes you just gotta.
Yeah, I mean, I think that she could just.
And I mean, it does strain the mind.
It does. I'm not taking that away.
Especially not just Sasha, but Bray Wyatt for what he's been doing the last 2 years. I mean, he's always been good, whether Wyatt family or Fiend. But he's just been so popular the last 2 years. And with the accumulation of that, and losing Brody, it just sometimes it just, you know,
I
trying
think
to
that
deal
one
with
killed him.
both. You know,
That one
again,
killed him.
yeah. I mean, and I'm so glad, you know, WWE and Vince and everyone's being supportive and not rushing it. I don't think it needs to be rushed. Some people just take longer than others to find ways to deal with it without going that route. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And when it happened, I mean, it seems like the biggest thing
yeah. And
going.
I got a shout out to AEW. They had their fan fest, and they gave or let Brody's son win the title this past, I think it was a week or this past week or something like that. Helping a child deal with something like that. You know, and
Something that cataclysmic.
I'm not saying WWE would never ever do that. I'm not saying Vince isn't human enough to do that, but just the way AEW treats their superstars, not saying one treats one better than the other, but just helping in general, helping a child deal with that. That is amazing.
That would be a never ever happening in WWE. Sorry, no offense. That never happened.
A lot of people crap. Like, I read the comments, like people are crapping on him. Like, what do you seriously? Like, how old? I can't remember how old his child. He's got to be like 7 or 8, something, or maybe 9 or 10. But
he's a young
like,
fellow.
dude, the child lost his father. Like,
cataclysmically, suddenly.
Come on, like, it's like, you know, I know we complain about certain things in wrestling, but something like that, like, dude, are you being serious? Like, you just want to like put your hand through the screen and like, come on, dude, it's a child coping.
I can't put my hand through a screen. This knuckle already. It's right, not so much here, but right here.
I just want to, whoever commented, whoever crapped on that.
There's
like,
a lot of people that were.
I want to take their smartphone or their keyboard and just beat them, just right up the side of the head. Like, come on.
Hopefully they have a Surface Pro. The keyboard just detaches and makes it way easier for you. So they can still have their screen right here on the kickstand.
Yeah.
True story. And you can just mollywop them with this very lightweight keyboard. So you won't even hurt them. You'll just cost them a bunch of money to buy a new one. But yeah, ever since they started doing anything with this kid, people have been dumping all over it.
Yeah.
The whole time. Literally, since like they started doing anything. And at that age, especially with how sudden it was, like,
yeah, I mean,
like, just shut up. There you go. Just shut up. Especially because he was in the best shape of like ever.
Oh yeah, like, dude, those last couple years, it's just like full on transformation. Like, amazing.
He got cut. He was a lean, mean, killing machine. He's happened to be in the wrong company. Sorry, not sorry. They were never going to give him anything more than what they gave him. If they did, he was having to get like murdered like Cesaro. But yeah, people were dumping all over that whole his kid thing, and since day one. And no, I really hate to be that guy, but I really don't think Vince would ever. He might have the kid on TV.
I don't even think WWE gave him a 10-bell salute. I believe they did not.
Yep.
Pretty sure they did not.
I mean,
they panned his picture and that was it. Just like, really?
In memory of. Like, thanks, guys. Like, but
yeah,
again,
like, come on, bro.
I mean, even like Daniel Bryan's career got a better. I mean, granted, it was Paul Heyman going ding with his mouth, which for some reason just, which they did exactly what they wanted to do with all of us. And
yeah.
But yeah, they didn't. They haven't done too many of those. I mean, they very rarely give the.
Yeah.
They used to do it a lot more often than they do nowadays.
Yeah, that one kind of surprised me. I'm just like, bro, not cool.
Doesn't surprise you though.
I think even Vince Russo probably would have gave Brody Lee a 10-bell salute.
And even Vince.
Yeah.
We could only hope. Except he dragged the segment on, do 10, but it turned into like 27-minute cluster.
Yeah.
Someone would be backstage playing with their ear, throwing shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was there's been a lot of them lately where
Yeah, that was
WWE didn't give them that.
yeah, that was again, that was a really big
Middle
shock
finger.
for Brody.
Yeah, like and it causes all. I mean, just think. I mean, between his kid and all the stuff they're doing for him there. I mean, again, Bray,
Yeah,
and he was on top of the world. So I mean, he had less days to work, obviously, but I mean,
yeah.
you're still going and doing that thing that you couldn't step away. And then when he did step away after the whole fire thing, I mean, he was doing nothing but getting fitted
Coping.
for all that, getting fitted for all, but he was so busy probably trying to get the burn thing and the suit, get all that like fitted and worked out and all that. I mean, like, I'm sure he didn't get a lot of time to actually sit down and think about it, like at all. Cause again, getting all the prosthetics and like everything like that had to take time and so much. And he never has
Yeah.
had time to just sit down. And then times he had to go to work and he had to go and sit there and do that thing that he always did with Brody that there by his side.
And again, I think it probably hit Bray the most, and also in the aspect that he is a father too.
Yeah, very recently.
So I mean, it just doesn't hit you just professionally.
Hits you personally, physically, psychologically,
mental,
like that.
emotionally.
And he didn't get the time. Again, like doing all the Fiend stuff, getting burnt up, getting all that stuff ready, coming back, and he was still cutting promos and doing. I mean, he was still doing his thing to like. And I have to give Alexa credit for,
taking the ball and running,
filling that void. But I mean,
again, just they couldn't have matched them two more perfectly because Alexa's been there. You know what I mean? Like the whole mental. That speaks volumes.
So that's good. And I am really happy that I mean I didn't like the way it went down. No one liked the way it went down to Mania, but I mean it did that, and he had that Firefly Funhouse, which we all know is recorded at some point before that.
Yeah.
Where he said I'm sure he did that before Mania even happened. Like, hey, what? I'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like going, that was the least Firefly Funhouse ever. Like you could tell he was just burnt. So this is, since it happened, literally, I'm sure his only downtime, like legit downtime, where they're not making him go and do stuff for the Fiends, not getting fitted for nothing, he's not doing anything. I'm sure that this break is very much so needed, and I hope it. I mean, I could go without seeing him the rest of the year, and I'd be okay.
Yeah.
Like
I said,
take a solid 6, 7, 8 months.
Alexa's got everyone confused and what's going on with Lily. So I said I can't wait for that to take off. But
take 6, 7, 8, 9. Take off till the Rumble. No one will think anything less of you.
Yeah.
Show up and just smash it. I think SummerSlam's just too early, and the only other one they have them show up at what, Survivor Series? Just have them show up and just.
Yeah, there's just nothing.
So there's no Soul Survivors?
Even if they were even if they're just a small tease, they don't even need to do anything. Just a little,
just have the lights tweak out for just a second. Have the lights tweak and that music play and that screeching shite. And like, that's all you need. Don't even have to have him like, just do little stuff like that. So he's on everyone's mind.
Yeah.
And let him take his time, because he needed it. And trust me.
I mean, I think they could do something with the Firefly Funhouse cast with Alexa just popping up here and there, and whatever, something random.
Yeah, but, I hope they let him. I mean, I know they'll let him take as much time. I just hope he takes as much time as he needs. Which all of us, it's very hard to stop. I mean, we just got to go. Yeah. So hopefully we'll see. But I do get why he was so miserable. Trust me, there were things in my life, mention any deaths in my life or anything, let's say I didn't handle them necessarily the best.
Yeah.
And I know what sad state I was in. And I wasn't even trying, and I didn't have to function for a multi-million-dollar corporation. And I was just dealing with me, and I did it bad. I could just imagine with the pressure of everything else. So hopefully he comes back better than ever and takes the appropriate time.
Yeah.
Because they suck at it.
Fact.
Super fact. Like Superfly. Just less homicidal.
Yeah, I mean.
Too soon?
Well, no, I mean, and I guess we can start getting into the gritty part of this episode as far as the wrestling side is concerned.
Yes, he should
I
have
know you
taken
have
time.
your opinion.
He should have
Other
taken
people
time.
have their opinion.
He should have
Did he
taken
do it? Probably. Again,
more than likely. Yeah.
yeah. But again, I think part of it was mental issues.
No, there's
I'm
something like you're taking that
something
many.
there's
You're on.
something there.
You're taking that many lines a day. Like
Yeah. Like
something
sorry.
is
So,
something
yeah,
is
sorry, bud.
wrong.
Yeah.
Something is wrong, and then that happened, which then something was really, really wrong.
Yeah.
Um,
Again, you've watched Dark Side of the Ring. I've watched Dark Side of the Ring.
I heard the story growing up. I mean, like,
Yeah. And the fact that it happened, I believe it happened in Pennsylvania, right?
Allentown.
Yeah, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Yeah, and just so many different stories. And I mean, God rest his soul, great wrestler.
It's like that whole Bruiser Brody thing when everyone that was in the room and saw what happened. No, I
Yeah.
didn't see nothing. Like, wrestlers, like you never really can tell who's actually telling you anything that's real. But yeah, that many different things coming out.
Mhm.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
No offense to Mena. Sorry, he did it. I have the opinion that he did it. And that many drugs, you're already hiding something.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Right.
kind of habit, that's a bad habit. Then why do you have the crazy eyes? Cocaine. That wasn't character. He was just out of his mind.
Yeah.
So that was one. And then there's that other guy that, well, we're getting into the gritty part. That guy, the other guy that I'm thinking of before,
That's related to another Nancy incident.
what is with Nancy's? Jesus.
I don't know.
Everyone stay away from my grandmother.
Again, I think a lot of it was Eddie. Just
Like,
his coping and bad coping.
Bad coping.
Bad coping. Yeah.
That should have been one of those, like, kick him off the road, go deal with it.
Yeah. And again, in those earlier years, I mean, I know Benoit, it was pre-added or post-attitude, pre-ruthless aggression era there. But again, stuff nowadays, and I think a lot of it now with social media platforms that we didn't have then, and not saying there was never ever enough awareness. If it would have been now, oh, you're damn right. You're damn right. They would like, dude, go
now.
Like
what
they're doing with Bray, they're like, dude,
we're not asking.
Handle it.
We're not requesting you leave.
Yeah.
We're telling you we're not letting you in the building.
But again, Benoit played the part like he was okay, except for a select few that kind of okay.
That saw something was catastrophically off.
Yeah, like Regal knew he was off. Chavo knew he was off.
Vicky.
A lot of inner circle of people knew that he was dealing with it, and just thought,
excuse me. Can't forget her.
But yeah, I think Eddie had a lot to do with that.
Oh yeah, that was the final straw.
Yeah, that was the final straw. I also think his wrestling style had a part of it. Again, that's why good old Chris, not the one we're talking about, the other Chris. Yeah, that he's doing this research and putting his time into it because it's necessary, to help these wrestlers now that not only wrestling now to get them to understand, okay, you can't be doing this crap all the time, but these ones that have been in the business for so long and they start to have signs that, okay, hey, you're starting to show this. How about we get you checked out to avoid what happened? And
how many people warned that Chris that he shouldn't be doing that?
Yeah. Again, yeah. I mean,
how many? Like everyone told him, stop.
Yeah. and just
It's not
another
going to
guy that
end well.
another Piper type that just wanted to go because that's again all he, excuse myself, knew. You know, just yeah, a shame.
I get that didn't have to end that way.
No, not at all.
That didn't have to end anywhere near that way.
Yeah.
But again,
different time, different era.
and when you play off that, you're good. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, and no offense, but that has to fall on a guy that I finally gave a little credit to today. But I mean, you are running the whole company. No one plays that off that well. But trust me, Regal and all them, I'm pretty sure everyone was saying, yeah. If they all knew it, you knew they were talking.
Yeah.
You knew it had to get back to the big guy. It didn't need to happen, but yeah. Again, show must go on mentality causes a lot of
yeah, I mean,
trouble.
I know the reception of that and the whole fact that they went on Raw and kind of poured out their hearts and come to find out, okay, this is what happened. And just, I think, I understand the show must go on. There should be tributes, but that one, that should have been more kept. And again, it was a different time. It's not like we had social media. Okay. So they could have really kept that under wraps before they just decided to blast it. Like that was like one of those situations where the yes men should have went, probably.
Let's wait and see.
Let's see how things happen. Again, and I feel bad for, I understand the wrestling world is like a giant family, but those people that poured themselves out to Benoit, I'm going to cut it straight to the chase, look like a bunch of jackasses at that point. I mean, thanks, Vince. You made us look kind of stupid.
If it helps, Regal didn't.
No, Regal's the only one that just like.
All I can say is he's one of the best wrestlers, best wrestlers on the planet.
Yep. And that was it. Like, I understand. It was a lot of younger talent. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
Naiveness comes in many shapes and forms, but I think they should have really, really, really kept that under wraps before they even just decided. And at that point, it was more of the sports entertainment acts at spectrum, and the show must go on. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm here. But yeah, I liked Regal's. Because you knew exactly what.
Yeah. Well, yeah, again, Regal was one of those in inner circle, kind of, not the inner circle from AEW, but in that ring of trust, and just he knew, and again, old school guy, he's just like, okay, at least one of them kind of, said, okay, I'm going to just wait. I'm going to be smart.
Yeah, I mean, no one ever accused him of being a smart guy, bad, dumb guy, whatever. No one never accused him of being a smart guy. Jesus whip, that took long enough. Well, just because I just went there, I did not mean to besmirch William Regal.
Yeah.
There you go. Because you love that word back, but did not mean to besmirch you.
Yeah. Yeah, William played that smart, no doubt.
Genius. Covered his ass. Really?
Yeah.
Really covered his.
Another one that comes to mind, not as extreme, Macho Man. We all know it. He had his demons. He had his, I wouldn't say that, his own set of
that was one paranoid son bitch.
Yes, like really, I'm actually going to be watching his A&E biography. I cannot wait.
He took paranoia to the extreme.
Yeah, and everyone thought it was his character. Like, dude, that guy lived the Macho Man.
He was the Macho.
Yeah.
Now your characters, you turned up to 11. Well, that was just him.
Yeah. I mean, mixing that with all the other, substances and, not a good combination. I'm surprised that guy lived as long as he did.
It's a damn shame the way he went out, but
yeah, really,
he finally figured it all out, and it's amazing how that always happens. Finally figured it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, same thing that goes hand in hand with Warrior. We can do a dual. We'll do.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Another A&E that I'll be watching today.
He makes peace with everyone in the WWE.
Yep.
He's on Raw talking about everyone's heart beats its last beat, and everyone takes their last breath.
That was his eulogy.
And,
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
not sorry. That was his eulogy.
And he dies 5 hours later.
Yeah, like, dude, like, mind blown. That was just like as scary as Piper leaving the voicemail to Hogan
after he was dead.
Yeah, like
but
bro.
Like yeah. Everyone won't breathe their last breath.
Yeah.
10 you like fall over dead backstage pretty much. Like that's
yeah.
That wasn't creepy at all.
Yeah.
Wasn't creepy. What? No. Nothing creepy about making a promo like that and then falling over dead 8 seconds later. Like that was all sorts of weird. That was weird. In the tone of he's a man.
Like when they announced, when I saw that come across, I mean, just you want to talk about your whole body numb and tingly at the same time.
I just got the chill up the spine. Like, that was freaky.
Yeah, that was.
You cut that good of a promo? Well, no matter what, after all the stuff, we'll live on forever.
That's the thing. Maybe that night he felt kind of off, and maybe he knew. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. Like,
that was trippy.
Yeah.
I can't find a better word. That was trippy.
Yeah.
That freaked me out. Not easy to freak out.
I got a couple more here. Surprisingly, DDP with just.
Oh,
I know. Just, but he had a lot going on. But just looking when you're doing DDPY, like, not to plug it, but he is
best advice I ever gave you.
He's got to be one of the most positive people ever. Whether you're just all the workouts. Like I went through and just kind of watched here and there. But, from the beginner's workouts to where you're doing the stuff in your bedroom or a chair assisted and working your way up and just looking at DDPY's posts over the years. I mean, so much positivity, just so much, and helping these people, not
he's
just
helped a lot of people,
but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. That program, man, just really just wow, has probably saved so many. I mean, look at Mick Foley, Scott Hall, Stone Cold, just to name a few. But again, you never would have thought. But again, it's those people that
overly helping her that good with it. That again, he knows what it's like to be in the pits. And even when things go bad, somehow that man is still. I want to know what his damn secret is, but
yoga.
I mean, there's got to be something besides to stay that positive. Yoga can't keep you that positive.
Some of the stuff I've seen on his page, it's like, bro, that stuff's delicious and it's healthy, like, bro. Of course, his kitchen's like 10 times bigger than mine, and it's got a lot of money.
A lot. I mean, I think a lot might be putting it quite generously.
Yeah.
That man is filthy. Filthy rich.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gotten like, I mean, look at the stuff he helped, Jake do, which is a poster child for mental health issues.
Oh yes. That was one of my last ones here. So you read my mind.
That man is a cluster of mental health. And look how much that I mean, through all the stuff. I mean, don't watch Beyond the Mat because I mean, watch Beyond the Mat. What that? Watch the Resurrection of Jake the Snake. Way better. And the shit that DDP puts up with that time. But
Yeah.
you got Scott Hall, which we all know he has the demons from the whole murder thing, and but yeah, DDP in general, like the bottom of your list has to be like 90% people at DDP is somehow pulled out of this.
Oh yeah.
The drizzling shits of depression and everything else, and he deserves some kind of something. But I mean, he's getting all the DDP is whatever he's doing. It's not yoga and eating clean that keeps him that positive all the time. I want to know what his damn secret is. I'll never be able to do it, but I still want to know what the damn secret is. He's just a genuinely good human being, though. So I wish there were more DDPs in the world, but
Yeah, for real.
guess what? There won't be. Yeah, I pulled one yesterday.
Yeah.
I think two.
Yeah. What did you have to woosah?
Like I pulled out two. No one could have told that I was in that bad of a mood yesterday. I think there was even laughter. Haha. And then guess what? I hit stop.
When all else fails, just think about Mae Young. Whether it's going through a table or giving birth to a hand.
It's a ham. Yes, Mark. It's a ham. You poor, poor soul.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vince. That had to be, yeah. But yeah, the Warrior stuff was crazy. The Jake stuff was bad. DDP is a godsend to the world. And even look, people like he's got Stevie Richards working with him. I mean, he's got so many people
Oh yeah.
in his thing that are all there on top of the people that he's helping from the business. Like that is just
And getting some of those people actually certified. Like you can actually get certified. That's awesome.
like that is just probably one of the best human beings walking the planet. Just there's something about that guy. I like it. He's a good human being.
Yeah.
Just saying it's rare, but he's helped a lot of people. So
And then few last people here. Quick mentions. Aleister Black, his childhood. We all know that. Utilizing the what he's doing now, which I think is kind of an outlet of coping. But in a more positive aspect, putting more into his craft. I mean, the guy's gotten really cut and ripped and just really focusing. But again, he had, with his childhood and stuff like that. It's good to see that WWE can not like capitalize on stuff like that, but just get. And I'm pretty sure they've get that all these vignettes have been made by Aleister. I just don't see creative being that
creative.
To the point, but
it's amazing, isn't it?
Some of these superstars need that kind of just let them do.
I don't have that much faith in creative to be at all creative.
Yeah.
You're welcome, WWE. We're here for you.
But yeah, just utilizing that and having some of these wrestlers really, again, another Bray Wyatt, just using the art form. It's like wrestling's a form of art. We know that.
It is.
To really push the envelope. My last one I have here is Joni. We all know, because I think woman-wise, no offense to Sasha, no offense to any other ones we didn't mention, but we all know that she had her circumstances.
Yep.
And she definitely deserves a shout out.
And Ashley.
Yeah, and Ashley. Yes, thank you. I thought I'd written that down last night, but
definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. That was out of nowhere.
Shame. Yeah.
That one was out of nowhere too.
And all the stuff that's come out since then about who.
Yeah, I know.
But she definitely deserves one. She didn't deserve that. I mean, no one deserves that.
No.
Yeah. Don't want to make it sound like anything anyone does.
Especially with still having a child.
Yeah.
Another shame.
Yeah, it's.
You don't see Vince stepping up and helping her family. Sorry, Vince. I hate that. I shouldn't have said that, but like, come on. Maybe he did. I don't know. We never heard about it, but I just.
That doesn't sound like a very Vince thing to do.
No.
He has to be big and boisterous and douche canoey if he does anything. Because he doesn't know how to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He's worse than me. And trust, there's some people that wish, like, does he ever stop? Nah. And he takes his Seroquel. If you wait 30 to 45 minutes, I start slowing down. And then, well, you get about 5 minutes past that, I'm just done. Like, I do slow down when I get tranquilized by the VA. Yeah. And then I wake back up and, well, I was still literally laying in bed after I was up at 4 and then went back to bed. And then you're like, I know that sound. Are you ready? Yep. Give me a few minutes. Okay. Let me make some coffee, I think were my exact words. I'll be ready. Okay. Okay. Laid there for another minute or two, and well, here I was. I think I made it here in like 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was from bed, hat on, ready to go.
I actually woke up this morning at 6 and didn't actually hit the snooze. Didn't want to.
I was up at 4, and then I was back in bed by when you were waking up until, well, about a minute after you called me, maybe 2. I gotta get up now. Damn it. I'm comfortable. Break my heart, say you love me again. Yeah, all that. But yeah, moral though, I mean, just take care of your damn selves.
Yeah.
Don't hide the nonsense. There's no point. Guess what? Like I told my dear friend Sean, who doesn't listen to this. Why would he? Yeah, doing projects, that it does help, but doing projects and
Yeah.
drinking the problem away doesn't make the problem go away, because sooner or later you're going to be out of projects. You're still only going to have alcohol.
Never out of alcohol unless you don't have any money, but
The problem doesn't go anywhere. Like you got to, never mind. I've offered many people, I went up, come over and work out. I'll FaceTime with you and we can work out together. But like to support your, like, but you got to do something.
Yeah.
Do
something. Don't let it go.
Fester. It just gets worse. The longer you go without dealing with it, no matter what, sooner or later, it's going to come exploding out of you. And it's going to be very ugly, and something bad's probably going to happen. Whatever your definition of bad is, trust me, it's going to be worse than that. It normally ends quite tragically.
Fact.
So, find an outlet. Hell, again, do something like us. Be stupid. Talk to people. Just don't listen to the sound of your own voice when you're done, because normally, well, at least mine irritates the living hell out of me. So I don't listen to them back because it hurts my brain. But write a book. I've done that. Okay, almost twice. Because I don't ever stop. Get some coloring books. There's adult coloring books if you like pictures with swear words in them. There's those.
Yeah, I got adult coloring books.
Yeah. Yep. Pick up some video games. Work out. Read. Go for walks. Bike rides. Go travel. Just
DDP yoga.
Lots of DDP yoga. Lots of it.
Yes.
Incessant amounts of DDP yoga. See? Can't say I never did anything good for you. At least I recommended that. And I tell everyone about it. You're just the only one that actually, no, I think my mom actually got it. I don't know. Or I don't give a damn, who cares? It's not like she's doing it. If she did get it, she can't. Yeah, she decided to go.
Hey, not to plug it, but if you got a Roku stick, it's only like $9 a month.
That's not bad at all.
But not at all. Now the apps through the phone's a little bit more, but
pay attention. Like, just again, lift weights. I mean, just do something. There's a million outlets. You go buy all the God of Wars and or find all the Arkham series or the Batman games. Just go there and just slay dragons. Technically slaying dragons isn't a Marine Corps commercial from back in the day, but do it. Find something. You need outlets. Find more than one outlet. Just keep something that, and especially if it's something like working out or just find something that helps you work through all the stuff in your head and all the emotions. Also improving, life and, de-stressing and all of that stuff. Try to find a few things. One, throwing weights around, working out, he'll admit it helps get through this. You lose a lot of anger going through all that. You work through a lot of stuff. Find something. For the love of God, find something. Trust me, sooner or later, it will be too late and you don't want to catch yourself there.
Yeah.
That's the biggest shame. Most people that push it off, and act like nothing's wrong until, well, there's weight cables around your neck, and there's a garbage truck outside your house beeping. For an example, but do something like that, please, for the love of God. Like, pretty please, for love.
Daisy agrees.
At least I warned everybody. Garbage man slamming garbage cans outside. This is your life. You can hear her in the background in between, building it up. That's twice in one day.
Yeah.
Someone please make her stop. I can't believe Buster hasn't got over and tackled her.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hell, there's a cat when I need him.
I know,
There's
right?
enough of them. You can shut her up. Anyway, though, but yeah, find an outlet, do something. Even if it's a barking dog. Someone please make her stop. Nope.
Oh, not today. No. That's right.
But it was good.
Yeah.
It was a good time. Got a lot of stuff up. Just take care of your damn selves. Be there for others, and don't be douchey, because you never know. And that's literally, you could be the person's last anything. If you tell them to go
Conversation.
themselves,
Yeah.
that could be the teeter, and then you'll have to live with that the rest of your life. So yeah, don't do that to yourself. Be good to people. Anything else to add?
I think we very well covered it. Can't
It's
say it
11:11.
enough.
That was
It's
a good time.
okay. It's okay to be human. Why we're here.
That is to believe.
Yep.
Believe it or not, we're all human beings. Unless you're a sociopath, then you feel nothing. So they really don't care. They don't count, because they literally don't give it. They'll just ruin your whole life and walk away with a smile on their face, because they're terrible garbage people. But for everyone else, be nice to people, damn it. Like, literally, it's not that hard. I say it all the time on here. Be nice to one another. Sooner or later, the wheels are going to fall off of everyone's bus, and you're going to want someone to be there for you.
Act.
If no one's there for you, that's because you've been a douche and karma has caught up to you. That's what you get. Yeah. So we'll be back on tomorrow.
Yes. I keep forgetting it's Monday.
That's throwing
This is
everything off.
complete. It's throwing me every holiday thing. Like 3-day weekend throws me off.
Everything is just ruining everything right
Like,
now.
I'm thinking crap. Raw's on the night. Duh.
Don't worry. I had that moment about SmackDown. About Saturday at like 9:30. I was like, yep.
Yeah.
SmackDown was on yesterday.
Yep.
I forgot it was Friday. But I guess that means at least I was having fun. But
yep.
Till tomorrow. Yeah, don't wish any veterans happy Memorial Day. Just be nice to each other.
Yep.
And until tomorrow, peace.